Thank you everybody for joining our meeting. We have a meeting for the candidates that are running for District 6 and then the candidates for Hallandale. Tonight we will have a good set of questions for all the candidates that were submitted in advance. Before we start anything, let's establish an order. So the district will ask for from right to left. Anybody, thank you for remember. You will answer from right to left, and the city will ask for left to right. Agree?
Okay.
Okay. We'll go ahead and start with the introductions. We will start with the candidates for District 6. Then we'll follow with the questions. And then when we finish with all the questions that we have for District 6, we will switch the questions that we have for city.
Wonderful.
So first, let's start with a quick introduction. Like, why are you going for this role? What is your agenda? What are your plans? How do you want to accomplish it?
All right. Well, good evening, everybody, and thank you for being here on a very rainy evening. Thank you for taking the time. Clearly, it shows that you care about our community. I think we can say that about every single person, whether it's on this side or on that side. We all care about our beautiful Florida. I'm looking outside, it's raining, but it's so beautiful. So I was born about 43 years ago, 1982, in communist Romania. I know some of you are coming from the Eastern Bloc as well, so you can relate. It was a very gray and impoverished place, full of darkness, metaphorically and literally. And around 2003, I moved to the United States. I had a career in higher education administration, and in 2019, I started working for the county. Prior to that, I didn't really know a lot about the county. I had an internship in the United States Senate where I focused on accountability and transparency in government. That's something that I think we need now more than ever. And I've done a lot of volunteering, but my career was in higher education. I love young people. I love empowering and investing in the next generation. I have a master's in business and a master's in public administration, kind of marrying the two very important elements of our society, the business world and government, because oftentimes they don't talk to each other very easily or very well. And like I said, in 2019, I started working for the county. And I worked on a lot of issues that are very important to all of us. Whether it's affordability, whether it's infrastructure, something that is a very hot topic here in Hallandale with all the flooding. We need more infrastructure dollars from the county, from the state. I've worked on environment. I've worked on a lot of very important issues. And also I've developed a lot of very powerful relationships with the state, within the county and around the county, so we can get more things done, because that's another issue that we're going to talk later about, collaboration. And so I'm running because I believe we need change.
Time.
I'm so grateful you're here. I look forward to the conversation. Thank you. Thank you. Me? Okay.
All right. Ready when you are. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is AJ Ryan. I'm a candidate for Broward County Commission District 6. It's great to be here amongst you guys. It's great to be in the city of Hallandale. I think you guys are coming up on your centennial, 1927, so congratulations on that. This is a resilient city, and just like Broward County's resilient community. A little bit about my background. I'm a licensed real estate broker, I'm an insurance broker, and I'm also a licensed CAM. Licensed CAM and insurance broker comes into play when it comes to talking about Hallandale with your condo reform and with getting your condo regulations, your 40-year inspections, getting your insurance. I've dealt with buildings here in Hallandale, and I've managed some of them, and I've insured some of them, so I'm happy to discuss some of that more in the future. And that's what I'm trying to say, is my background really kind of puts me in touch with the community and some of the biggest issues that all of us candidates have been talking about when it comes to affordable housing, when it comes to the insurance crisis, when it comes to resiliency and storm mitigation, wind mitigation. I speak on my record. I was the mayor of Dania Beach, and I'm a current commissioner in Dania Beach. When I was in Dania Beach, we set records. We did a great job when it came to our reserves, had record reserves. When it came to diversifying our portfolio with our reserves, I purchased real estate, valuable real estate on US 1 for our city. And also one of the pieces of property that we purchased was the historic MC Frost House. So it's also preserving the integrity and character of our city while diversifying our portfolio on valuable property on US 1. When it comes to youth programs, I enhanced our youth programs. I put my foot in and I actually coached football to build up our program. Started like 25 kids, now we have over 100 kids in 3 years. Also, I've done a lot of good on the commission by bringing professionalism and experience and respect to the commission. You don't get anything accomplished unless you work with others. You have to understand that you're a team up there and we're working for the community. I'll never forget why I was elected. I was elected by the people to represent you. I'm not representing special interests. I'm not representing someone with the biggest check. So thanks for having me, and I look forward to tonight.
Ready?
You ready?
Hi, everyone. My name is Carol Shuham. I am running to be your next District 6 Broward County Commissioner. I am currently a City of Hollywood Commissioner, as I have been for almost the past 8 years. I represent District 1 of Hollywood, which, like your community, is the most eastern part of Hollywood. And it encompasses the beach, the intracoastal, downtown, so I feel very at home here, although I don't have nearly as beautiful of a view. I am running for this seat because I feel like my background and my experience have brought me to this point where I have done some amazing work for the City of Hollywood, and I feel like I can take my experience and expand on it and represent even more people than I do now. My career started in civil engineering. I worked as a civil engineer, and then I went to law school, and I have spent the last many decades of my career in construction law. And what I didn't realize when I decided to run for the Hollywood City Commission was just how much of the decisions elected officials, especially in this corner of the world, make that have to do with civil engineering, flood control, everything about water, drinking water, storm water, wastewater, and how much of what a county commissioner and city commissioner does that pertains to contract negotiations. And that is my wheelhouse. I am very focused on preserving our environment, making sure that we address sea level rise, making sure that our homes are protected from flooding, and that our property is here for generations to come. So I would love to have your support, and thank you so much to Larry and the board for having me tonight. Thank you.
We will go to question number 2.
Hi, everyone. So, the question is, what are your priorities for county investments in flood mitigation, drainage, roads, and resilient infrastructure? Sorry for not the right pronunciation. That directly impact Hallandale Beach and other communities in District 6.
That's probably one of the most important questions we're going to get here tonight, folks. So I live right across the water at the Hallmark, right where Citibank is. That's where I live right now. But I've lived on the beach for a long time. And just like you, I've dealt with massive floods. A few years ago, I was at the county, working for the county, a couple of years ago when we had that 1,000-year storm flood, and I was stuck. I couldn't even get home, and I was worried for my wife because my wife is here, by the way. We have 2 babies. We have 2 young children. And a lot of our families, whether it was a senior, whether it was a parent with 2 kids in the car, I've heard so many stories of people floating with their cars. Where clearly when people are floating in their cars, when businesses are flooded, and when your homes are flooded, the government hasn't done enough. And that's why someone like myself who has worked in county government and saw the dysfunction, this is actually part of addressing the first question, why I'm running. This is why I'm running, because just like you, I just got frustrated and upset with a government that I didn't believe hears us and does enough. We keep getting our taxes raised. We keep paying more and more. And yet we're getting, it feels, less and less. And so accelerating infrastructure development in Hallandale would be my priority. Hallandale, Hollywood, Dania, everywhere along the coast. But folks, I've been in county government. Hallandale oftentimes gets forgotten because it's smaller. Because, I mean, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you saw your county commissioner in your city? Doing a town hall, doing a Q&A, doing anything. My point is we need a new generation of leaders who actually care to spend time, to listen, to care about you and about our families. So I thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, yes, this is a great question. We've obviously been discussing it a long time. A little bit about my history I didn't tell you. My family goes back here over 100 years. My great-grandmother was in the Dania Beach Hotel, and it was 6 feet underwater in 1926 with a great hurricane while she was pregnant with my grandfather. So we have experienced hurricanes throughout my lifetime and throughout my family's lifetime. So actually, when I was first elected mayor, the Great Flood, I call it the Great Flood. The Great Flood of April happened in April 23rd, 2023, right? Mm-hmm. And April 13th, 2023, April 12th. And what that did is you have to take the bright side of it, and it identified our most vulnerable areas, okay? So once I saw the areas that were most vulnerable, I was, in the streets. People were riding wave runners through the area in John boats, in regular residential properties. So we created a plan. We went for the grant funding, and we got the money to come back and fix those areas that were most vulnerable. And let me just remind you, though, in those 1,000-year storms, and that 1,000-year storm happened, there's no infrastructure in the world that could control 24 inches of water in 18 hours, okay? But you can be reactive to it. You have to have the infrastructure to be proactive, but you have to be reactive to it also with pump trucks, with preparing your first responders, having the proper equipment and vehicles that they need to get the job done for your residents and to respond to the ones who are the most vulnerable. You also have to invest in your training for your community as well. And I'm sorry, I'm throwing off, people are running all over the place here. But it's just, what we have over here is important. Okay? And we have to protect it the best we can, but we have to realize that we live in a tropical paradise that is constantly susceptible to extreme weather and high water rising, okay? And climate change and the water rising is also an issue that we have to tackle head on. We're a resilient community. We were founded on resiliency, and we have to maintain our resiliency through the unknown and through the known. Thank you.
So again, this is kind of the question is, I agree with you, Gina, it's one of the most important questions facing all of us now. We live in basically ground zero for sea level rise and flooding. This part of Broward County is one of the most impacted areas in the state of Florida. So what we've done in the city of Hollywood is something that I would bring forward to the county. We have partnered with the state, FDOT, our CRA, our Community Redevelopment Agency, our city, and everybody that has an interest in making sure, particularly A1A near us and also around Hollywood Lakes, doesn't flood. Why do you need these partnerships? Because you can't just go out and say, we're going to get rid of flooding. These are hugely expensive projects and they require a lot of engineering and design. So with these partnerships, we were able to shift funding and get things done quicker and faster and at less cost to the city. And that's what's so important. I also want to share with you that as of now, Hollywood has passed a $1.8 billion stormwater management plan. It is very much ahead of many other cities, but it is a very difficult lift. And so people have to understand that the first thing in these projects is to make sure that the systems that you have in place are fine-tuned. And then as funding becomes available, you start doing one project after the other. And so immediately in Hollywood, we've seen a reduction of flooding, and we are trying to get funding in place for, in just Hollywood Lakes alone, a $40 million pump station. So these projects are critical to our residents. We also in Hollywood have been sure to purchase high water emergency vehicles, and we've had to use them. We had children stranded at a preschool at the last huge flood, and our fire department was able to get them to safety. It was a little bit of a test. I think the kids would have been fine, but we were happy to know that Hollywood had invested in that, and I think the county needs to as well.
Thank you.
We will go to the next question, and the next question is near and dear to our community and probably most of the communities in Hallandale, Hollywood, and other municipalities. So, condominium and homeowners insurance crisis prevention. Over the past 4 years, condominium and homeowners have experienced an unprecedented increase in premiums, placing tremendous financial pressure on families and condominium associations. In our own community, insurance costs increased dramatically, forcing difficult financial decisions and significant increase the housing costs for residents. Although insurance premiums have decreased since then, the question that we have for you is, what could be done on the district level to prevent something like this from happening again, if this is possible?
About 2 years ago, Senator Pizzo, who I'm sure many of you know, and Senator Bradley, essentially a Democrat and a Republican, got together. They organized a forum, a summit, specifically for this issue, the insurance crisis. I went to that forum. I spoke with both of them. I'm also the vice president of the Hollywood Beach Civic Association. I live in a condo. I've lived in a condo for at least, about 14 years now. So this is a very personal issue to me. And so being at the county, living in a condo, and also seeing how the legislature addressed this issue, I believe there's a lot we can do better. Now, the initial legislation that came out was very harsh. It's softened since then in terms of helping the residents, but I think there's a lot more we can do. So on the legislative level, there's insurance, the insurance market, and then reinsurance market. That is a much bigger question that at the local level we cannot solve, but that causes a lot of issues in the state of Florida. However, locally, in order to drive insurance down, we have to go back to the previous question, which is infrastructure, because if we have better infrastructure, then those premiums are going to start dropping because the risk profile is lower, right? It just means we're not going to flood as much. Our areas are not going to be prone to flooding as much if we had better infrastructure. And when it comes to advocacy in Tallahassee, I believe the county commissioner can do a lot to advocate for our residents. As in, like, you might not be able to do something here at the county, but you can absolutely go to Tallahassee and engage in a bipartisan way. I'm big on that because I believe the only way we can solve issues is if all of us together get together and work towards a solution. And so I would also, when it comes to vulnerable seniors who are on a fixed income, Miami-Dade did pass a law to assist them. In the past, a couple of years ago, the commissioners in Broward decided they weren't going to do that. I think we should absolutely consider something like that in Broward County. Thank you.
Okay, when we're talking about homeowners insurance and condominium insurance and the recent rates that have gone up, we have to realize some of the issues that happened. Obviously, the Champlain Tower disaster that affected the condominium market tremendously. And I've experienced it firsthand. I've had condos that I've insured 5-6 years ago. They were paying around $15,000, $20,000. Now they're paying $65,000 for pretty much the same type of coverage. When it comes to the regulation that you have for these condominium associations, I would say the best way to reduce it, because this is pushing people out of their condo. These people are older, they're on fixed incomes, they have a maintenance fee scheduled, they kind of plan for a little bit of a raise, everybody realizes that their fee's going to increase a little bit, but to get these all of a sudden assessments because you had to redo your 40-year assessment and now your condominium building has to pay $3 million extra and you're putting that burden on your residents, they can't afford it. This is driving condo prices down. I always say a condominium is more of a lifestyle than it is an investment, but it still should be sound enough for you to keep your money and not go bankrupt and retire comfortably in your condo if it is a 55 plus community. So the best way to do it, I would say, from my experience as a real estate broker, insurance broker, and community association manager, is to kind of streamline the process a little bit through that red tape. When you have to get an engineering inspection to get your insurance for 40 years, that costs you up to $10,000, $20,000 to get some of those inspections. That's a lot of money. It's a big burden. The best way I would say that the county can help is create a program to help regulate this issue and also advocate up in Tallahassee. I'm very successful at advocating up at a state level and a federal level. When I talk to representatives about insurance issues, they listen to me because I'm on the ground actually doing it. I do it for a living, and I work with those who, this is a big financial decision in their life, whether it's your homeowner's insurance doubling or it's your condo insurance going up. So I'm an expert in that field, and I look to bring it to a county level. Thank you.
Thank you. When Surfside, when the tragedy happened, there was a big focus on Miami. But the Broward County Commission and city governments all across Broward were thinking, what next? Who's next? Could this happen to anybody? So Broward County formed a condo structural board and invited experts from all different aspects of condos, whether it was finance, this or that. Senator Geller invited me to be on that board. We met repeatedly and we put together a set of recommendations, and I'm happy to say some of them did make it into the law. The goal was to make sure we were safe. I think a lot of us recognize now that some buildings, and you can look at this one and say it wasn't here, this is a beautifully maintained building. Some buildings did not. They sacrificed the safety of their residents to save money, and now they find themselves in a quandary. Miami-Dade has a very unique law that does not apply to Broward County. So to say that Broward can emulate or try to emulate what happened in Miami-Dade is simply not true. Miami-Dade is the only county in the state of Florida that is allowed to use a portion of the document tax to pay for programs that their county commission opts. And that's how they're funding this program to assist condo owners. But what Hollywood we have tried to do is work very proactively with our condo associations, walk them through their inspections and do what we can. I also, someone mentioned a forum in Hollywood with Senator Pizzo. I am the district commissioner for that part of Hollywood, and I put that forum together. And not only did we have politicians from Tallahassee there that were very focused on this, we invited finance people to come and speak to condo associations. We invited engineers, we invited contractors. We wanted our residents to have the availability to talk to all sorts of experts on what their condo associations could do to minimize the impact and the fallout of what happened at Surfside. So I'm incredibly in tune with this, and I look forward to helping all of you once elected to the county commission.
Technically, we're not supposed to be clapping, but I was too emotional. I forgot to go through the rules. So let's go to the next question. Supporting condominium and homeowners association. Condominium and homeowners association across Broward County are facing growing financial pressure from rising costs, aging infrastructure, reserve funding requirements, and increase in operation expenses. These costs are ultimately passed to the homeowners, placing a significant burden on seniors on fixed income, working families, and residents striving to remain in their homes. So the question is, how can Broward County help communities balance public safety, financial sustainability, housing affordability? What initiatives you would support to help keep home ownership attainable while maintaining essential safety standards?
It's a very good question. So just to address a couple of the things that were mentioned, when a county with a budget of $8.6 billion with a B tells you that they cannot help their most vulnerable, they're lying. I say that because I worked for almost 6 years in county government. When you are being told that, oh, we cannot help people because somehow the structure of your government is different, meanwhile, your county government decided to your county government decides to go to California and promote Broward County and spend $800,000 on a float in a parade to promote our county, but tells you, we don't have enough money for our seniors to keep them in their homes, they're lying to you. Do we have to come up with creative ways? We don't have to emulate exactly what Miami-Dade did, but absolutely, when you have 14,000 low-income or ultra-low-income seniors, many of which have been already kicked out of their homes, and you're being told that you cannot get help, that is simply not true. The forum I was referring to took place at Nova Southeastern University. It was a bipartisan forum, and I'm very honored to have been part of that. When it comes to the affordability crisis, it's really interconnected. I think the government can do more, but I also think we have to consider the other side of the coin, because we always talk about, well, how can government spend money or move money around? How about create more economic activity? Because if we had higher paying jobs, let's say more manufacturing in certain parts of the county, it doesn't have to be right here on the coast. I'm saying in certain parts of the county, if we had more companies headquartered in the areas of town where it's appropriate, meaning more taxable revenue here in Hallandale, that means we have more local money to do more stuff with and protect our residents, maybe lower taxes on the residents if we have taxes from economic activity. So there's always two sides of this coin. We got to protect people and generate more money in the local economy.
Okay, that's a loaded question. It has a lot of information in it, but let's tackle the association standpoint from it. When it comes to the condo association, the board runs the building. The board is responsible for the financials, for the reserves. They're responsible to get maintenance going and to inform and communicate with their residents, right? So I think it would be good if the county could create some sort of coalition, not coalition, but some sort of workshop where condominium board members can go in and they could learn how to prepare. They could see what the county or what their city has to provide them, what benefits they could possibly get from, a local, a county, or a state standpoint. And when it comes to, what was the other part of the question? Balancing public safety. Public safety is one of the most important reasons, most important functions of local government is to make sure that you have a safe community. That could be anywhere from police officers to, in these condominium associations, just lighting. Good lighting on the street prevents crime, I would say. So that's something that we could promote more. And when it comes to financial sustainability, we have to support our businesses the best we can. We have to build up our economic engines, and we have to support our small businesses. When the way that you tackle affordability is by putting more money in people's pockets and by preventing more bills and more unnecessary assessments, so to speak, from this condo world for those that are already living here. And you do that by informing your association to be prepared and to have the financial capability of it. The state of Florida recently passed that condominium boards, the members of the board have to take classes to understand state laws and regulation. And I think that's a good step in the right direction, but I think the county can come and hold your hand a little bit and walk you through it. And we have experts on a county level. We have enough attorneys that we need on the county level that are experts in condo law as well. And there could be some sort of workshop that we create to help promote those functions that we're talking about in this question. Thank you.
That idea of training communities and homeowners, civic associations, and condo associations how to best maintain and prepare their buildings, that's exactly what we've done in Hollywood. Our city has provided that information, so I'm very proud of that, and it definitely would be a great idea to continue that at the county level. I think one of the greatest things that a city or a county can be doing right now to save condo associations money is flood prevention. It's improving the infrastructure surrounding these condominiums so that the risk of flooding is diminished, and when the risk of flooding is diminished, so are your insurance premiums. I live in a 45-year-old condominium. It's smaller than this one, but we have really seen a gigantic increase in our insurance as well. But cities, and I think AJ has mentioned this in Dania and Hollywood, have taken steps, and those steps are so impactful because they lower the insurance rates. With respect to public safety, every year in Hollywood, we have hurricane preparedness seminars. We bring in our emergency manager, our police, our fire. And the one thing that I want to just share with you tonight that is near and dear to my heart is evacuation. We hear so much about preparing for storms, but I don't know about Hollywood. But in my building, in Hallandale, but in my building in Hollywood, we have people who pride themselves, who say, I've never once left in a hurricane. I've lived here 40 years, I've never evacuated. We have got to get rid of that thinking. If you all remember a couple years ago over in Fort Myers, people were killed because of that mentality. So if we leave tonight, forget the election, forget everything else. If you get a major storm and you are under an evacuation, please, please, please leave. So thank you very much.
Next question.
Okay. Broward County invests in roads, parks, transit, environmental projects, and other community improvements throughout the county. As a representative for District 6, how would you advocate for Hallandale Beach to ensure our community receives appropriate attention and funding for its highest priority needs?
It's an excellent question. I think the county commissioner's job is to protect every square inch of the district and to make sure it is treated equally. I see my good friend, Commissioner Katrina Touchstone, here from West Park. I see community activists and a lot of folks that care deeply about their community. I don't have to tell you that if you drive to different parts of the county, you see that there's a difference in the level of investment and attention. And so what I would say is we would have to make sure that every single area gets treated equally. The areas that are prone to flooding, whether they're in Hallandale, which is ground zero for flooding, Hollywood on the beach where I live, or Dania Beach, or whatever they are, we have to, or West Park, we have to make sure that we prioritize the worst flooding and we accelerate the deployment of resources towards those areas. And I think we have to work with the municipalities, with the commissioners. Some of them, and I see, some of the amazing commissioners we have in Hallandale here. We have to work collaboratively. That is not something that happens a lot in county or city government. And I say that because I have seen it. We have to engage the state to bring more dollars home. We have to engage our partner agencies. It could be the school board. It could be the health department. It's a state health department. It could be FDOT. It's every municipality. Any and all parties that can make a difference. We got to get around the table and get things done for the people. That takes leadership. That also takes humility, because oftentimes you have politicians that are just too feel too important to humble themselves and get around the table with folks that they may disagree with. That's a fact. We see it on TV every day. We just have to reset that style of politics, because if we want to make a difference in our communities, we have to work together. So that's what I plan on doing.
Okay, the city of Hallandale, you guys are a very unique city when it comes to these issues. It seems like some parts of Hallandale are extremely wealthy, some parts of Hallandale are in extreme poverty. It looks like we need to find a balance for those two communities to find some common ground, and let's get the funding and the money to the communities that need it the most. But we also have to realize what makes Hallandale special. Your waterways, right? Your beach. That makes Hallandale special, your environment, your natural environment. We have to protect that, and we have to come up with programs to preserve it and also to educate people on it. You have sea turtle nests right behind your condominium building beaches, right? Let's educate those condominiums to protect the sea turtles, and then let's build up more environmental initiatives like that. Clearing the waterways, derelict and illegally moored vessels. I did that in Dania Beach. I cleared Whiskey Creek. I cleared our waterways along Dania Beach cutoff canals to improve our waterways and to improve our environment and prevent navigational hazards. When it comes to for our community improvements, that comes either with its programming for our children and our seniors, comes to improving our parks, when it comes to improving our transit as well. The county is responsible for transit, and we need to make sure with Hallandale being our most southern east city, We have to make sure that they have the transit needs to get folks that are in Hallandale anywhere throughout the county that they need to go. And they get them there efficiently, and they get them there with affordability. To be a leader, you have to realize that you're representing an entire community. In this case, you're representing an entire county. But you have to understand the uniqueness of each city that you're representing. So when you approach Hallandale, it's from a different angle than you would approach Dania or Hollywood, even though we all share the same territory in a way, but there's many different zonings, there's different type of culture in each city. And when you realize that, then you can be a better leader and help out. Thank you.
I think the question is, how do you bring partners together to solve local problems? And I think as a Hollywood City Commissioner, that's exactly what I have done. And so I'm very experienced in this. And the most important part of it is to identify the problems. And no one more than you guys and the residents in the city know those problems. So I think one of the most important things for any elected official is to have a complete open door, that you have my cell phone number, that you are comfortable emailing me anytime. And that's how we do it in my district in Hollywood. If you were to ask any member of my community, they would say, Carol is just there for us. If we have a pothole, if we have this, if we have that, we call her and it's resolved to the best of my ability. Once I'm made aware of a problem, then I can go into, in our case, the city, but once at the county, go to the county, figure out what resources are available, bring members of the community to meet with the county staff that are in charge of those assets, and make sure available assets are directed to solve the problems. And I really think that, we talk about flooding and drainage a lot, but that is just number one. So what we do in Hollywood, we have basically community meetings with maps of the city. And you come and you put a sticker where you know that it floods. And we give those maps to our city staff, and then they have a picture of real time, not just what they as city staff see, but what the residents see. So then when they go and put together these big fancy plans, they have real input from city residents. And I think that type of behavior and those types of programs will work great at the county level and will bring county dollars back to Hallandale.
Next question. Many of the issues affecting Hallandale Beach require cooperation between the city, Broward County, the school board, state agencies, and community organizations. How would you build those partnerships to deliver better results for residents?
When your leadership and public service style is centered on collaborative leadership or collaboration, it comes naturally. Unfortunately, too often, we pay taxes to various agencies, right? Like whether it's a school board or a county commission or the city, and they work separately on sometimes the same issue. I'll give you an example. And sometimes they collaborate, but not to the extent they could. I'll give you an example. Broward County spends about 26 million of your dollars on homelessness. In addition to that, they get another significant amount, totaling about 46 million in homelessness or homelessness-related programming. And yet, every time you drive on certain roads, you see the same people time and time again. You're like, where does the money go? Various municipalities have those dollars allocated for homelessness as well. And too often, the city and the county, they don't talk, the actual teams that are in charge of handling this issue, they don't talk to each other. Matter of fact, I was in Hallandale here when I spoke with an officer who was handling, some of these issues, and I said, Officer Chung in Hollywood, he does the same thing. Do you know him? And it's like, no, I don't know him. I'm like, can I put you in touch with him? Because he does amazing work in Hollywood. And so we got to do a lot more of that. Or that we have, for example, 3,000 kids in the school system, at least 3,000 kids in the public school system that are classified as homeless. And while I was in the county for 6 years, 5.5 years, I don't ever remember the school board and the county getting together as boards and saying, hey, we have a big issue, these are our kids, we got to do something. So what I'm saying is we got to reimagine that. And that's why I'm so grateful and humbled that a lot of the local elected officials that have seen me work decided to endorse me. We have 3 commissioners, including the 2 commissioners and the mayor in Hollywood, Commissioner Joy here. I'm very grateful for her support, and Dania, Commissioner Remoli. That's what we need. Folks that are in office working together to solve issues. Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, when it comes to building partnerships to deliver results, I'm going to talk about what I've done to build those partnerships and deliver results. We'll start with the school board. The school board put one of our middle schools and one of our other schools was in threat to be closed down. And just the fact that they put it in the newspaper, it causes a whole bunch of turmoil throughout your city, and it's tough to deal with. But instead of fighting back and saying, you're not going to close our school, we thought outside the box, and we created a plan. We created an agreement with the school board that we were going to build a new park next to Olson Middle School, and that increases our programming and increases their programming. The kids could use the school during the school hours, and then our community could use the school after school hours. And it's ridiculous. So that's my example with the school board. Safe to say, Olson is off the chopping block. That's building a relationship with your school board and with your local elected officials to get the job done. When it comes to working with state agencies and federal agencies, I brought back record grant funding back to our city. I did that by going up Tallahassee multiple times. You sit across the table from the guys holding the purse strings, and you have to get the job done. Unfortunately, one of our initiatives got vetoed by the governor, but I would have been 4 for 4 if that didn't happen. But, that's just what you deal with, okay? You have to make relationships and be somebody that's likable to these folks. You can't go up there and be combative. When I go up there, I don't say, are you a Republican or a Democrat? I say, no, you are my state rep. You're my state senator. You're holding the keys to the money that we need for our community. How can I bring it back? What do you need from us? You have to go up there with shovel-ready projects. You have to go up there with skin in the game. You have to invest half of it as well. So it's an easy ask for them to give you the money, no problem. When it comes to support local community organizations, just like our Lions Clubs, our improvement committees, the Women's Club, I personally supported them. Dania Beach Chamber of Commerce, they were non-existent in Dania when I first got up there, and it was a shame. And when I got up there, I got their funding back, and I'm proud to say that they've increased their membership by like 400% ever since. So those are a couple examples of how you actually are a partner and get the relationships done to get what your community needs.
I think to answer this question, I too will give a couple of examples, and one just happened, and it was amazing. McNichol Middle School is a huge middle school located in Hollywood, and it serves West Park, it serves Hallandale kids, it serves Hollywood kids, and it is a massive campus, and it was also being considered. But what happened was the City of Hollywood and the school board have worked together, and the Alonzo Mourning Foundation, which that's not what it's called, but the name is escaping me right now, they have programs that they've done all throughout Miami at different schools where they're bringing in amazing, amazing programs to supplement public schools in Miami-Dade. Now McNichol, which all of our kids could go to, is part of that program. And it was really in large part due to the efforts of our school board member, Maura Bullman, who's a very close friend. Not only has she brought this program to McNichol, which is going to save McNichol, draw children to McNichol, who will then go on to Hallandale and make Hallandale again a great high school. But in Hollywood, we had a school that was severely under-enrolled, Hollywood Central. We worked forever to try to bring kids back to that school. Now, with the cooperation between me and Maura Bullman, our school board, and the City of Hollywood, Hollywood Central is now a K-8 pre-Cambridge magnet. And it is a phenomenal elementary school once again, and we are so excited about it. The other thing I want to mention having to do with Hallandale is I serve on the MPO, which is the Metropolitan Planning Organization, the regional planning organization for transportation, working very closely with your mayor and your electeds. The MPO is working on reimagining Dixie so that it has greenways and bike lanes, and it'll be a much safer and much better way to go north and south on Dixie Highway right through Hallandale. So it can be done, it's happening every day, and I'm so excited to be a part of it.
We will conclude this portion of the forum with one final question. Each candidate will have up to 2 minutes to respond. If elected, what is the single most important goal you hope to accomplish during your term? And how can the residents and communities you represent help you achieve that vision?
I would say to be your partner, your fighter, and your advocate. Because just like many of you, I'm a regular guy who has a family, 2 young children, who loves this community and cares deeply about Broward, about our piece of heaven right here. And I want to use all of the experience that I have in county government, all the relationships that I was fortunate to build, the knowledge base and understanding how government works. And I'm the only one sitting at this table who has more than 5 years of direct experience in county government, doing almost the job of the commissioner without the voting and many, obviously, the things that I wasn't allowed to do by being the right hand of the commissioner. So in other words, I've done a lot of this job. I have worked with mayors, I've worked with staff, I picked up garbage in Hollywood, I've done it all. And I have a passion for service and it's born out of a need, just like you. You're like, okay, well, these guys aren't doing it. So if the same politicians looking for a promotion are going to keep ruling this area, how can we possibly expect a different outcome? And so I said to my wife 2 years ago, I said, we have to get in. I've seen enough. I've peeked behind the curtain. Oftentimes they have, certain people benefit from the system. Most of us don't. Most of us don't. So we just have to make sure that we have a transparent government that's accountable, that's fair, that's honest, that's here, on the ground, listening to you. Not in a downtown building in Fort Lauderdale, but that's on the ground. So my commitment is to continue to love this community, to listen, to learn, to be your partner, and to fight for you. Fight to lower your premiums as much as I can with every tool that I have, to fight to lower that water in the street and in your homes and in your cars, to fight, go to Tallahassee, work with every agency and any elected official of any party so we can get things done. Thank you for having me. I appreciate your time.
Okay, so yeah, I'll talk about the single most important issue that we're facing. It's pretty obvious. We've all talked about it. It's affordability, but that's such a broad term. The way that we could tackle affordability, there's multiple ways. We could support our small businesses. We could also, one of my plans is to grow our 2 largest economic engines, which would be the airport and the cruise port. Those produce billions and billions. I think the Port Everglades produces around $26 billion in total economic activity, over 100,000 jobs. We could grow that and we could bring in more prosperity. Right now, I've been on the Port Everglades Action Team, which has been advocating for port operations and initiatives and ambitions since 2011, I believe. But I've been on the board for the last 3 years. They're talking about a big project about the deepening and widening of the port. It's also the largest coral restoration project in history. So that's a major undertaking that the county is a big partner in, because the county owns the port, controls the port. But even though Hollywood and Dania and Fort Lauderdale are landlords at the port. And same thing with the airport. The airport is still expanding, it's still growing. My first crack in politics was I was on the airport advisory board for the city of Dania Beach in 2012 when they were expanding the runway. That gave me a crack at politics. It made me realize these people are just sitting around and complaining. They're not coming up with real solutions. And I've noticed that. We have to improve our parks. We have to improve our libraries, our infrastructure. Oftentimes I see politicians, especially county government, they kick the can down the road and they ask for another study or give me more numbers on this. Let's analyze this. No, we got to get things in motion and we have to be doers here. That's what I am. I have a can-do attitude and I know that government takes long enough already. You have to have somebody who knows how to get it done, knows how to put things in motion, knows how to see a plan through from start to finish. I've proven that with multiple plans, multiple initiatives that I've done as a mayor and as a city commissioner. It's no secret of what I've done in Dania. You all have looked around, you've seen Dania growing, you've seen that we're doing well, and that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to keep things rolling and bring it to a county level and bring that leadership experience to the county. Thank you.
The question is, what's the most important thing that you hope to accomplish? And for me, it's that future generations, our children, their children, can afford to stay here and be safe when they're here, not worry about being flooded out of their homes. So to me, it's the intersection between housing affordability and climate change. We should not be putting low-cost housing where people are at risk of being stuck in a flood. We have to be smart about it. In Hollywood, we have worked really hard to increase the inventory of housing that's available, because the more that's available, the more people can afford to live here. And so I really think the goal for me is, what can we focus on that will entitle our children to continue to have the lifestyle that we have, and even better, whether that's lowering insurance costs, increasing job opportunities, increasing wages by making this a competitive market. But most important today, when we look at it, it's housing. And what we've done in Hollywood is staggering. We are on the cutting edge with creating housing for seniors that's affordable, housing for teachers, police officers, and really low-income people. But what we've discovered is all of these programs that we hear about for these types of housing, we have to be very careful, because it's our tax dollars that are going to support these types of projects, and yet many of them don't have any carve-out for local residents. So there have been projects in Hollywood where we invested a ton of money to bring affordable housing to Hollywood, and we had in one case 25,000 people to apply for apartments where there were 200 or less apartments, and there was no requirement that they were coming from Hollywood. So we have to really focus on our residents, make sure that the things that we are working on to make things more affordable in Broward are focused on the residents that live here today. And that's my commitment to you, and I will do it by being an open door, and you can come to me with anything and we will work together, and especially bring your ideas, because that's what makes it all happen. Thank you.
Let's break one of the rules and for So everybody's back now. We'll do the transition to the city candidates. First question, if not a question, just let's go over the introduction. Tell us briefly why you're going for the office, and what is your agenda, and what are you planning to accomplish.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Commissioner Joy Adams. I've been here since March 5th of 1994. I'm a widow. I raised 3 grandchildren. My position in this city is to do nothing but help the residents. I support 4 churches. I do sneaker drive to make sure the children have sneakers to school. I also support 4 churches on the back to school program, so I'm very involved with the community. I'm also head usher at St. Matthew's Church. I've been there for 30 years. I've been a head usher for the last 10, and I enjoy it very much. Hallandale to me is one of the best cities here. We've done nothing but progress. We have murals on the buildings. It's just growing fabulous. When I was mayor back in 2018, Hallandale came in as number 5 as one of the top 10 cities. Hallandale came in number 5. We have almost 50,000 residents here, and it's just a great city, and I enjoy working with everyone here. Thank you. I'm used to 3-minute speeches, so mine's good. Trust me.
Hello everyone, my name is Mike Butler. I have really had the honor and privilege of being a city commissioner here in Hallandale since 2018. And I'm seeking re-election really to continue building on the experienced leadership that we've had in the city for those past 8 years. I worked 32 years for a Fortune 500 company, retired, and I'm now working for a small privately owned company doing really the same thing, which is food packaging. So I bring a lot of the experience that I had in working Fortune 500 in business. I bring it to the city, and over the last 8 years, we've made tremendous progress. I think it's important to note for a lot of people that don't realize it, but 8 years ago, the city almost had no financial reserves. During COVID, we were close to actually going into receivership as a city. And it has been a really difficult and long road to get the city to a point where we are today, where we have incredibly strong financial reserves. You guys have all seen the amazing amount of infrastructure work that is going on in the city. I apologize all the time that we're doing this work, but it had to be done. It's not sexy, it's not beautiful, but we had to get infrastructure fixed. I'd like to equate it a little bit back to what you guys know near and dear to your heart, right? Condos that didn't do maintenance for many, many years now are having to spend a lot of money to get their infrastructure back up to a level where it is necessary in order to ensure the safety of their own residents. So we're doing the same thing here in Hallandale, and the first bond fund that we initiated is about $70 million that we're investing in infrastructure. And I think it's incredibly important for us to continue to make those investments in the city of Hallandale Beach. So thank you very much.
My name is Victor Weinstein. I run for City Commissioner seat number 1. I have law degree from another country. I have 30 years experience construction project management, and also in a budget preparation for condo association with $50 million and more. And I run for city, main reason why I run for Hallandale Beach City, because I compare millage taxes other city, and for example, millage tax of Aventura, Sunny Isles 1.7. Hallandale Beach today, 2025-2026 fiscal year, have 7,395 millage tax. What does it mean? It's over 3 times more than the other city. It's, for example, if it's 400 property, cost of property in Aventura, a same amount people live in Hallandale, around 41,000, and Aventura around 40,000. But for 400,000 property, Aventura pay a little bit less, like 800 per year in a tax, but city of Hallandale pay for same amount, almost 3,000. I'm not sure what a lot of people know about village tax who here, but is for my problem, I need more activate people who live in a Hallandale, let us be more involved, because you see, this condo association with a lot of people, I believe maybe 600-700 people. But join us and come to the meeting, I think so less of 30 people. It's not enough to fix it our issues. And today, like a lot of people say, a lot of people stay in a sacrifice financially. We not have so many millionaires who live in a Hallandale Beach, and definitely we need lower taxes. If you continue increasing, and we can stay never enough, we become to bankers. Thank you so much.
How y'all doing? My name is Cheryl Boudet Robinson, the voice of the neglected. And the reason why I'm playing because I'm tired of us being neglected. I'm a resident from all over. I love Broward County, period. I've been doing a lot of applicant work for some years now, going city to city. Because I don't believe in that we just one city. I feel like we all family. Hallandale, Carver Winches, West Far, we all can be great together. And I came to bring unity. I came for the neglected people that we can't afford to be in our communities when we were born and raised in these places. I am tired of our people not able. And when I speak about my people, I don't want you to ever look at me as a race, culture, like all that. I care about God's people, all the people, everybody, because we all can be great. And I've been seeing for years there's been a lot of neglect. Only a certain what the rich only people supposed to get whatever, all that, and y'all don't care what? What about the neglected? What about the people that's coming up in the world? You have a lot of these people that have money to keep their business going and be great, but what about the new youth that's coming about? We have nothing for the youth, and that's what I'm here for. I'm the felon that's yelling. You're gonna have a lot of these candidates that's gonna try to screw me down, y'all. They're gonna talk down on y'all, because I done had criminal backgrounds and things like that. But one thing about my background, I got love for the people, action line. I love my community. I stand up for my community. I done failed out with people in my community for the love of my community and not them getting active and involved. And shout out to people that just want to scream about book bag job and stuff like that. I do this 24/7, 7 days a week, all day. Ask everybody from city to city. So we're tired of the small ways, like little things that you guys do. We need some revolutionary things.
Next question. So, favorite, flooding, traffic, public safety, and infrastructure. Residents continue to express concerns about flooding, traffic, congestion, pedestrian safety, and aging infrastructure. If elected, what would be your priorities for improving these issues while balancing the city budget and minimizing the financial burden on the residents.
Well, first of all, the city's changing all the pipes in the city because they're over 100 years old. Next year, the city's 100 years old. So all these cast iron pipes underneath are breaking, and we have been working on this a year and a half now. It's a 4-year program to change all the pipes. But here's the one thing I need to stress. When you have a hard rain like just come down now and it's flooded, we have to wait for it to stop to seep out. And that's the part that people don't get. Now, I live on 12th Avenue in Fortune. I am in the flood zone. I've been working in my backyard for 3 months now with stones and plants to absorb the water to keep them out of my house. So I understand that 1,000%. Okay, so we're doing that. We have traffic, okay. We have free buses in the city to help the seniors get around to alleviate some of this traffic. Some of them take them, they have some condos have their own. Hallandale has the free cloud bus that goes all around the city. Okay, pedestrian safety, we worked on lights, the sidewalks, we have the police department around. We have the signs with the light up when the residents want to cross the street. The lights light up so that the residents can stay still. The aging of the infrastructure, these condos and these houses all have to take care of their own. They have to properly balance their money in their budget to make sure that their construction is safe in these buildings.
So, great question. And first of all, so flooding, traffic, and the beautification of the city. Those are the 3 most important things that our residents have told the city commission are most important to them. So traffic, as long as I've lived in Hallandale, I'm a 29-year resident, traffic has been number 1. And when I first ran for office in 2018, traffic was one of the most important things to me. And it has taken years for us to get into a position where the city, for the first time, actually has our own Department of Transportation. Yeah. So we talked a little bit earlier about working with Broward County. Broward County controls the traffic lights in Hallandale. So in order for us to get Broward County involved to address traffic light issues, we had to have a full-time employee who now we have, Department of Transportation, who can work with Broward County in order to address traffic. I'm curious, for those of you that live in Hallandale, have you seen the reductions in traffic on Hallandale Beach Boulevard that have been posted on the city's website? I'm guessing that nobody has, but there have been, and these are conducted by our traffic department. They've measured the times that it takes to drive from A1A to 95. They've done those measurements while school is in session, in the morning, in the evenings, going east and west, and the average is about a 30% reduction in time that's already been affected just from the traffic light signalization. So I'm being given a 30-second here. There's so much more to cover here. It's very hard to cover it all. We have spent millions of dollars in flooding control. So the first thing we did back in 2018 was to stop sunny day flooding, right? So when the water rises, it backs up into the streets, and we put flaps into all of our stormwater drainage systems so that the water wouldn't back up into our streets. It was a simple fix. The other things that we've done is cleaning out drains, right? Fixing pipes in order to address flooding. There is so much more I'd love to share with you, but I am out of time. Thank you.
Okay, flooding is very important problem because especially private houses is mostly in the Hallandale Beach is flooded. But we need to work more with engineering, and actually I think so we need to put more pumps, put again like a suck water out, because if you say like we use saying it's like a water, be like almost 0 level in the ocean, and maybe water is not going throughout without like additional pumps like we have it in my building is, for example, I live in a cross of street, Olympus, and usually after huge rain, we flood it from the main drain system because this pump is not working permanently, when especially heavy rain. It's your second thing. I'm a plumbing engineer, but I'm solving 3 hours. It was replacing pipes for drain system. It was replaced in the same diameter. I believe is more people living here, and maybe same diameter what it was before is not enough for today, because long time ago, like 100 years, whatever, I don't have idea how long time it was, but install a regional piping, it was little less people, it was less drain system, and it was enough. But today is maybe not enough, maybe we need bigger and wider pipe and absolutely different system, but I cannot say today because it's need to evaluate this problem. Okay, about traffic, traffic, definitely we have issue with traffic at stores because we not have like normal public transportation like have, for example, New York. It's not only Hallandale Beach problem, it's a problem in South Florida with traffic. Yes, we have it like drive new 4 buses, but I think so it's not enough to do transportation because it's not drive like New York every 2 minutes, every 3 minutes. About public safety, we safe because we have, I think so we have nice police officer and nice chief of police department, Michael, and we have around over 100 police officers. I think so we safe about that. Infrastructure, yeah, we need more modernized street and definitely we not need overcharge that was charged in Hallandale Beach 3 Island for special assessment. Thank you.
All right. So you sound like every other question that been going on for years, y'all, about 10, 20 years. You got like all these commissioners been answering this question forever, y'all, every election. They should already have this together, y'all. I shouldn't have to be answering this question, but I don't mind, because I love you guys, the community, okay? When it comes to flooding, we got to get a little active. A lot of these commissioners, they just sit there and don't do nothing else. Go ahead and start walking around your community. Start engaging, and then you will find the problem. But a lot of the residencies has the problem. In order for you to get a lot of these solutions, you have to network with the community, which a lot of them too bougie and they think they can't talk to the community. So that'll be my first thing to do is talk to the people and understand what's going on. Because if you're not here to do your research, how you gonna give a solution, okay? When it comes to traffic, a lot of the traffic we got is because we got people building things that's not going to benefit the community. They got us with the roads closed and all this to build up big buildings and condos that we can't even afford. So the first thing I would think that we'll have to do with the traffic is stop all of the building, okay? And really sit down and bring it back to the blueprint and bring it back to the center of the people. Everybody around the car a little bit. Instead of just riding through your house, going home, ride through the community, and then you can really get the trajectory of where the traffic junctions coming in, okay? But let me see what else we at. Instruction, and I just want y'all to stop building. I just really feel like we need to fix the things that we got already. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Residents want Hallandale Beach to remain a community where seniors can comfortably age in place, working families can afford to remain, young people have opportunities to build their future, and local businesses can thrive. What policies would you prioritize to improve affordability, strengthen our local economy, support local businesses, and maintain a high quality of life for all residents?
Okay, first of all, Hallandale has what you call a CRA program that helps many, many homeowners. First-time buyers they can apply for a $100,000 loan, not a loan, a grant that the city would give to them, a first-time buyer. It makes no difference if it's a condo or a home, they will do that for you. They also help all the restaurants who are struggling, like on Dixie Highway, that we're doing all the construction work. They help them. We've helped Verdi Restaurant when he just opened up. We supported him. Ceviche on 3rd and Dixie. We've helped support them. So the city does a lot for the businesses that when the first-time buyers, first-time business owners, the city helps them with these programs to get them started and going. Affordable housing. We have so much affordable housing going up right now. We got 10 units over by the YMCA that are being renovated for affordable housing. We have 2 complexes on Pembroke Road that has affordable apartments and stores underneath. We have affordable housing, I think, between 8 and 10 in the Northwest. Most of the stuff is in the Northwest program section because that's where they need it the most. But anybody on the first-time buyer can get $100,000 from the city to own their home to give them an advance. Also, when I was the mayor, I started the program, Paint the Town. They can get a free paint their home every 4 years for free. That was my personal program as the mayor. So you get your house painted from me, and then you say, okay, I want to get mine done too. We help you with that. We do windows, we do shutters, we do air conditioning, driveways, impact windows, roof. We do all of that for the residents.
So, I'm actually very fortunate because Joy gets to start with the same stuff that we're doing in the
And then when
city.
I forget, you finish.
So I have to explain a few things. So let me just say for affordable living, so the last 2 years, the city of Hallandale has implemented the rollback rate with our millage rate. So the rollback rate means that we do not raise the millage rate, we actually lower the millage rate in order to generate the same amount of tax revenues that we did the prior year. So we've done that 2 years in a row, we'll do it again this year, 3 years in a row. How did we do that, right? That's the big question. A lot of people, when they come in, they don't think about how we raise revenues as a city in order to make the city a better place to live for the residents and the guests who come here, and at the same time, try to solve problems. So one of the big things that we implemented a few years ago, I'm probably going to get some people that are upset about it, but it's our parking program. You're familiar with our parking program. The whole point of the parking program was to solve a problem. The problem that we had was people didn't have enough parking spots. We had people that were leaving their cars here in Hallandale that didn't live in Hallandale. You can still see cars that are left sometimes for months on our streets prior to us implementing the parking program. In order to implement that program, we had to create some kind of revenue source to pay for the people to enforce parking. We couldn't do that with the police department. They have full-time jobs, right? They're very important. And frankly, our most expensive employees. Thank you guys. You guys are fantastic. We have one of the best police departments, honestly, I've ever experienced. My friend here, Victor, mentioned Chief Michael. He's an incredible police chief, and our deputy police chief is an incredible man as well, Chief Tuez. The point that I'm getting at is we looked at ways to raise revenues outside of taxing our residents. And that's what we did with the parking program. So it did several things. It's a win-win. We got rid of a parking program that had lasted for as long as I've lived here. 30 years we've had a parking program. It raised revenues, which allowed us to keep taxes the same or lower the millage rate for our residents. And it actually opened up spots for our residents so they have a place to park where they didn't have places in the past. So thank you very much.
Okay. Main idea is, financials, because everything becomes from funds. If you not have funds, you cannot do nothing. But for beginning, I say about millage tax. For example, same amount of people have insurance 1.7, we have 7.395. What is mean? 400 property cost for Aventura citizen paid $680 per year to the city. In our city, for same amount property, our citizen pay $2,958 per year. What does mean? Give some money, but take another money from us. Maybe we not needed this dollar, but not pay other $10 over. Maybe it is be better save for people some money. I not believe what we can stay like Aventura stay 1.7, but 7.39, almost 7.4 is too much. It's first of all. Second thing, like say Michael about parking. Parking for resident is not for free. And if it's before, for example, people who live in a Tree Island can park car for free, now is cannot park for free. It's not mean what is money not coming from us, not come from taxpayers. Doesn't matter, it's not come from here, come from there. It's generally is nothing changed. Everything what we need follow money, we need to make a financial audit, we have today artificial intelligence, and we can calculate and find a way to lower our millage taxes. Thank you.
I ain't never owned a house. I tried the little program that they're talking about too. I had raised my credit score to 650 and still can't get certified, y'all. A lot of these programs, they sound good, but when you go to reach them, they don't be reachable like that, y'all. I done tried them all. That's why I'm running, painting, all that. Okay, we hit you guys. When it comes to affordable housing, first of all, the language of the affordable housing been manipulating us for a long time. What's affordable for you is not affordable for me. Okay? So when you're building these places, who are you really building them for? If you don't know the medians of the average of the incomes of the people, you're going to be building these things and thank somebody you're giving a person a break for a $2,000 a month apartment when they're making that 2 checks they have to keep working and working to pay their bills, okay? When it comes to the, I'm gonna with this thing, y'all, how it's strengthening the local economy though, and I feel like Hallandale really fails with this. They don't put the people involved. They don't show any love, especially to the northwest side. Look at Foster Road, it looks terrible. We have no businesses, we have no entrepreneurship. It's terrible. All you gotta do is open your eyes. That's why I tell a lot of people that's following me on the book and stuff, you might have to like my approach of what I say, but all you gotta do is open your eyes, and I'm speaking nothing but facts. It's ridiculous on how long the northwest side has been neglected. The money has been allocated in front of you. And I hate it because we all can be great. The northwest side can come with the south side, with the southwest side, and we can be great. And things that I will put for that I love to see is festivals, talent shows, things like that. That would generate money. Then you think you don't know the half of the money you can generate. Miramar, all of these people, Miami Gardens, take a little notes out of these other surrounding cities and see how they generate the money off the talents and the greatness of the culture of the people.
Okay. So next one is water, sewer, and stormwater fees. Many Hallandale Beach residents have experienced significant increase in water, sewer, and stormwater charges, including monthly base fee. In many condominium communities served by master meter system, the utility costs are among the largest operating expense and are shared amongst the residents, ultimately increasing the financial burden on the homeowners. Now the question is, if elected, what changes, if any, would you support to make water, sewer, and stormwater costs more equitable for Hallandale Beach residents, particularly those living in master meter communities?
Okay, like I said before, the city is changing all the pipes. This is 4.5 miles of city pipe that we need to change, and they're all becoming bigger pipes so that the water can flow. The sewer, they drain the sewers, they're cleaning all the sewers. Okay, the stormwater fees, it costs money when these pipes break. And like I said, they're over 100 years old. So somebody's got to pay for it. I pay for it, Mike pays for it, but this is what happens when these pipes break. So the city is working very hard. Like I said, it's a 4-year program, and the city is working very hard to change all these pipes so that all that stops. And when that stops, a lot of these fees won't be raised because there's no reason for that to happen. And the sewer lines, they're constantly working on them to clean them out. And we're getting ready for hurricane season, so they really putting a lot of pressure on PGW to get these pipes cleaned out. Sewer lines.
Okay, so it's a little bit complicated to talk about how we're going to change the charges. So this is already happening. We're already making progress in going from the current system that we have today, where you pay for a single meter, to a system that's based on the actual size of the unit, right? So every unit will pay based on the size of the unit rather than based on whether or not you have a meter. So we're trying to make this into an equitable sharing of the costs to maintain our water systems. So like Joyce said, we have a tremendous amount of money that we have to spend in order to maintain these systems. We have 16 lift stations in the city of Hallandale. All 16 have passed their useful life, and all 16 are being rebuilt or rehabilitated. So this isn't something that, we did. I mean, it just hasn't been done for 50 years. Nobody's done the maintenance work in order to maintain those systems. So we're trying to address the costs associated with making sure that we all have clean water. You guys know that the water infiltration that we're getting into Hallandale Beach, our wells have become salty, and so we can keep drilling wells further west. We are changing our water system from the current system to a reverse osmosis. So we are slowly moving to reverse osmosis, which, by the way, this water is made with reverse osmosis. It's the best system you can use. It does require a little more electricity to make, but you do end up with incredible water. out of it, and that will address the increasing salinity of our wells. One thing I just want to address really quickly, and I have done exactly what Victor has done for years, is compare our millage rates with other surrounding communities' millage rates. You cannot compare the city of Hallandale's millage rate to the city of Aventura. It's a different county, entirely different way of managing their budgets. For example, just one quick example, there are 3 fire departments in all of Miami-Dade County. I think in Broward County we have 28. So the fire department service is provided to the city of Aventura by Miami-Dade County, not by the city. So there is no Aventura Fire Department like there is in the city of Hallandale Beach. And the second big difference is they have the #1 mall in the United States, which frankly drives an enormous amount of sales tax, which offsets their millage rates that they require in order to sell. So for the city of Hallandale, anything we can do to try to increase the revenues of the city outside of millage rates is a good thing, right? And one of the big things to do that is our beaches. One of our most valuable resources that we have. If you go to the beach tomorrow, I take my kids to the beach. There's no place to rent an umbrella. There's no place to rent a chair. There's nothing. We don't even have a snack bar that's been open for the last 2 years. I am trying really hard to get those things addressed so that as a city we no longer have to rely on taxes that our residents pay in order to have these services. Thank you for the time. I know I'm a little over.
About cost of water and sewer is a problem because many people who already was elected and seen many years in the city, that should be give right now for us plan what is did for us to what it do tomorrow for us because already inside. We can new people who can do it in a really just not promises, we can do something. Okay, if you say cannot compare with Aventura, we can compare with Boca Raton. As my friend was almost 8 years mayor of Boca Raton, Scott Singer. He's right now run for Congress seat number 25, and he's lower for 3.66 millage taxes. And it's very comparable. I'm not saying never say that we can stay 1.7 or maybe 3.6, but definitely 7.4 is so high. And our budget is almost $250 million over there. We assess our water cost is much more expensive to the other city, almost twice. Maybe what the city did, maybe we can find different way to get water to the city, what is be cheaper, but we need to evaluate. No one provided new program and say, listen, this one best water system, it's the best sewer system, we cannot find nothing better. I never heard it from no one who right now in the city. It's first of all. Second thing, about Condo Association. I know because our Condo Association paid almost $1.4 million for the water. We have a lot of leaks. I'm so a lot of in the street leaks. I have it like when it rains, water coming in the sewer, and we pay for sewer for not our sewer. We definitely can fix it, but for fix it, we need work together. We not need just promises election to election. We need new blood and at least give opportunity to somebody else to try and show how we can live better. Thank you.
Do I have to piggyback? I can make piggyback. What y'all say? Piggyback? Oh, piggyback off you. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I love you. Even with this question, I don't know why I'm answering these questions that been going on for 10, 20 years. You have these people, some of these people been in the seats, they done been commissioners, they done been mayors, they done been did it all. You get what I'm saying? And we still trying to figure out how we gonna get the flood in.
So what are you gonna do?
Listen, the first thing I would do is speak to the community. A lot of things, again, they never involve you guys. They have a little city hall, they look good and all that, but really come like how we had in this form and sit down and get down to the bottom of it, okay? Because everybody, like you said, every year is, oh, we have to fix it again. Oh, well, 4 more years, and it's, oh, now I'm gonna do it again in the election. That's gonna be another question. I shouldn't be answering this. I'm only about to be 40. Some of these people, my elders, they've been in the seat before I even knew about politics, okay? So it's ridiculous, guys. We got to stop letting these politics come every year with these same questions, and we talk and we think, critical thinking, and it doesn't get completed, okay? We have to really execute these projects, and a lot of these projects need to really be ushered all the way to the final destination. Don't get in the water if you're gonna swim all the way to the surface, okay? Because it means nothing. You can plan all day, you can put on all day, but what's the completion? What's the finish line of the work? We need to start looking at new contractors. A lot of these politics and commissioners, they like to gatekeep their certain contractors and stuff like that. Knowing they ain't gonna get it done, but they gave them a nice pretty penny to get the contract. We need to just start doing things totally different, guys. We need to shake the room. It's okay for change, okay, guys? The water bill is terrible, and a lot of the water bill is because all the extra fees and stuff that y'all charging for garbage and disposal, they can't even get your actual water bill. It's ridiculous. Your water that you use was like $30, but everything else with all the garbage disposal and all that, $100. Now your water bill $130.
Three Islands Safe Neighborhood District and Special Assessment. Three Islands residents already pay taxes to support Three Islands Safe Neighborhood District. The question is, how would you improve long-term planning, transparency, and finding for neighborhood improvements to help prevent unexpected special assessments in the future?
Three Islands is its own little entity. Their taxes are separate from Hallandale, just like Golden Isles. And they had just had their last assessment, it was $800, $200 for 4 years. Because we had people coming to the commission room saying, we can't afford that $800. No, it was $200 a year for 4 years. They came into and the board members came in and said, we want to beautify. They came into the city commission meeting. 51 residents said, we don't want it. I said, you don't want it? That's fine, no problem. The other commissioner said yes, because that's what the board members wanted. The residents wanted that, 51 people did not. So you have to give the people what they want, but I don't have to vote that way. So the assessment, again, is what Three Islands asked for, and that's what they got.
So, first of all, residents should never be surprised by assessments. 100%, you're absolutely correct. Just real quickly, so everybody understands, we have a Safe Neighborhood Advisory Board. These are volunteers that live in Three Islands, and they report to the City Commission. Those people who are your neighbors have advocated for and recommended an additional plan over and above what the city's responsibility is to the safe neighborhood. So what they wanted was to implement things that would reduce speeding, that would increase the safety of the residents, that would improve things like street lighting that the safe neighborhood needed. And so the idea was to use the safe neighborhood millage rate, that is a separate millage rate on top of the city's millage rate, in order to fund that. Now, you're absolutely right. I think that the communication from the city was absolutely horrible. I think we could have done a much better job at how we managed that and how we push that down through the Safe Neighborhood Advisory Board, your neighbors who volunteer to be on that board and frankly give us information on what they recommend. I will tell you that those improvements that we are doing have been recommended and supported and advocated for by the police department for years in order to help address issues here in the neighborhood. Last thing, I only have 30 seconds left. I just want to respectfully share that Boca Raton is also a different county. So it is very hard to compare the millage rate of a city in Palm Beach or a city in Miami-Dade with a city in Broward County. So if you compare the millage rate of Hallandale Beach with other cities, we have a very low millage rate relative to a lot of other cities. I'd also like to show you, we do studies all the time. This is from a June study. This is the map of stormwater fee assessment. Hallandale Beach is all the way at the bottom in the orange, and that's the raised rate. So relative to peers, when we do these studies, we do look at what we compare with other residents to provide the kind of services that we're providing to the residents. So thank you.
The case example, guys, it's impossible. We cannot compare. We cannot do. We cannot handle. You know, if someone cannot handle, let somebody else try and fix it, because we have a lot of issues what we need fixing. about the island special assessment. I'm not sure if everybody knows total price of special assessment around $5.4 million. But of the island residents special assessment, what should pay is around $3.5 million, correct?
Yeah.
Good. There's a problem if you calculate $260 million budget of city of Hallandale is 1.6% from the entire budget. I not believe what city cannot find 1.6% to fix us without special assessment. I believe it's impossible. I live in many years in the United States. I'm not born here, but so many years I'm here. I started New York, over 20 years in Florida, and I never heard about special assessment. Yes, it's legal. But time when condo association was assessed people, most people live in the condo association people was assessed because we needed 40, 50 years of certification. Yes, it's important as a safety, but other special assessment become for ALS system. Everybody know what this means, ALS, emergency life safety system from the state, because American fire sprinklers company forced it to install. 50 years building, it never was fire. It's never been before, but we should pay for everything. Why we should pay for repair our triangle? Why we should pay for additional parking? Because in a plan, if everybody sees, should be built additional parking, what we pay for additional parking. Our road is being lower, not for 2 line, 3 line, it's being like 1 line for us, and put parking for the car, and city make a money, and we pay for that, but the city make additional money on us.
Let's do it.
Everything what I can promise is I can stop. I can save, and we can work together to save money for the people. Thank you.
Right now, this the question with the. First of all, I love 3 Islands. I happen to be in the commissioner meeting to see that you guys, when they approved the money for you guys to get the campus and things that you guys were going for. And I'm never hating on 3 Islands. I love the way that you guys have your own monies to do what you have to do. And I feel like by them just coming with half of that shit, with some of the financing and funding that they need, I think the city should back them up 100%. Every time. It should never be no problem. They should be able to go in there and get the additional funding because they're already being great individuals by having a village of a community. So I just love the brilliantness of how you guys came together. I love that for the Northwest Side. I sat there and watched them get funding and approved money and all that stuff over there for the 3 Islands. I was there for it. They gave them about $1 million. Like how much they gave all that on me, and it was a lot of little money they approved. I might have been wrong, might have been between, but it was some money though. The Northwest Side, we have nothing. So one thing I want you guys to know about me being a commissioner, I'm not here to hate on people that got it together. I just want my people to have something too on the Northwest Side.
Okay. Parks, maintenance, and residents' communication. Keeping parks clean, safe, and well-maintained is an important city responsibility. A resident recently reported an ant infestation in John Scavo Park, and it was concerned that after reporting the issue, they didn't receive a response. How would you improve both park maintenance and the city's process for receiving, responding to, and resolving residents' maintenance concerns?
Kathy does a fantastic job maintaining these parks. I think we have 11 of them, and she does a beautiful job. Maintenance is there every single day. I don't know anything about an ant problem, and all we have to do is just call Kathy, and she takes care of it immediately. So what that is about, I have no idea. But the city is on the parks, making it safe for the children, making sure the bathrooms are clean, the water fountain is clean, the grounds are kept up, the dog park is taken care of every single day. I think it's 4 times a day they maintain the dog park. So what happened there, I have no idea. It didn't come to me. But if it did, it would have been addressed immediately, because that's what we do.
So I think parks are one of the things that we should all be the most proud of in the city. Years ago, we actually had a bond that the voters approved, and with that money, we've upgraded all of the parks in the city. If anybody has been to Blueston Park, I think it's one of the nicest parks, frankly, in Florida. It's really a fantastic park. But all of our parks have been upgraded and invested in heavily. If there are issues like the one that you mentioned, we do have a system in the city that is tracked. So there's an app. If you download the Hallandale app, you can report issues. Those issues are then tracked by the city on a regular basis and reported to the city commission. And of course, there's always the opportunity to escalate issues if you aren't getting answers that you need. So I haven't heard about the ant issue specifically. Joy mentioned Director Kathy Shantz, who runs our Parks and Rec department. We also have a board. So there's a Parks and Rec committee or board that has 12 residents who volunteer for that. And they also are involved on a regular basis with Kathy and the employees that work in our Parks and Rec department to address issues like the ones that you might have mentioned. So if it isn't handled by the director or if it isn't reported through this, then we also have these local residents who volunteer that can also help us address those issues. I don't know if I caught all your concerns there, but that's it. Thank you.
Me personally, about this situation about parks, I agree with Mike. Me personally not see any issues with park. I'm not park guy. I'm not going every day, but I saw park what is cross the street, what is getting disorder, and I will just in always take police officer car. I'm not sure nothing what is was better, but maybe everything possible, nothing perfect, because we're not gods. Something possible be not perfect. Like other position is like horrible, but this is good. Okay, talking about communication. A lot of condo association is city almost same thing, because I never see city manager walking in the streets, especially when the flooding. I was horrible experience when a joint meeting, when it was a special assessment, Trianas was assessed. Even people cannot climb. Someone climb, say, listen, if someone climb, be arrested and take it out from the meeting. It's not communication with the people. If you like what I say, Michael, why not say, listen, good, why not climb to him? It looks like dictatorship, guys. It's for my opinion. It's a lot of people who was elected forget what is was elected for the other people, for represent and support and for create circle of communication and defend rights of resident of Hallandale, resident of county, resident of country. But most of them forget about it. And most of them just coming for ego, nothing else. Even, and I saw, any commissioner, I try to communicate with some of them and say, listen, next time I can call you, never happened. Even nobody asked what I want. Even not happening in communication. And for my opinion, communication in a zero level. Thank you.
You right about that, they act like they be so interested and they gonna help you and all that, and then when you call them, you never really get too much to call or whatever. Oh, I know what you talking about. When you talking about the park maintenance, I like how Joy said, if they don't fix it, the other people gonna fix it, they gonna fix it, but I get out there. I love getting on the front line. I get out there. If we got some things that I can go ahead and go do, if I got to sweep and whatever, do something for the kids, I will get out there. Like he said, a lot of them don't forget they people too, y'all with the residents. See, a lot of people don't understand when you're running for a commission, pure residents, you're servicing the people. And that's what I'm here for, to get on the front lines. If it's a problem, I'm gonna go ahead and try to fix it, y'all. Don't scare, I ain't scared of the kids in the bars. And let's talk about the bars. It's ridiculous, you got to pay to get in them. They got the gym, they got all this. Shout out to the Northwest Side of O.B. Johnson Park has a wonderful studio. And I'm around with myself. I've been trying to get in there. I was trying to do something and, just mentor the kids because I'm into entertainment. And it's not accessible. All this money you guys spend, but what is it benefiting the people? Yeah, what are we benefiting off? You're building it up, then you're charging us for parking. Oh my God, can we get a break? It doesn't make any sense. All park residents' concerns. Any concern with the residents, they can find me. I'll be at the park. So you say, yo, I'll be at the park. I'll be there. O.B. Johnson, I work out every morning. I try to. but I be there very into my community. That's what we have to make sure we start putting in leadership, people that's involved. People, if you can look right now, Joy Adams, that's my component. That's what I'm going against for y'all to have any confusion. She's C2, I'm C2. Just look at the youth in me, guys. I'm ready, and it's no shame to her. I just want my elders to relax now. You had your time. Can we have ours? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, we will conclude the portion of the forum with one final question. Each candidate will have up to 2 minutes to respond. If elected, if you could accomplish only one major goal during your term, what would it be? And what support would you need from Hallandale Beach residents and community associations to achieve it? In what way we could help?
Well, one, I would like to keep doing what I'm already doing with the community, with the schools and the children. I'm also on the SAC meetings, which means the PTA in the school. So I get to make the decisions for the children there. I'm very involved with the church. I would support any senior program to help the seniors live in their homes and whatever the city can do with that. We rolled back the taxes for the last 2 years. We have not raised them. And I just want to keep doing what I do for the community, and I'm always there for the residents. They call me, they come by my house, they see me working in my yard, they come in, they have a bottle of water or a bottle of wine, I have a pair, they can have whatever they want. But I'm there for my residents, and they all have my cell phone number, and they can reach me all the time. So thank you for having me tonight. Thank you all for coming out. It was a rainy day, and it took time. You all had something else to do, but thank you, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So first, my single biggest goal for the city of Hallandale Beach is to leave it stronger, more financially resilient than when I started in office. I have been involved or lived in the city for 29 years. I've been on the board of directors for my association for over 20 years. Prior to running for office in 2018, I was on the planning and zoning board for 6 years and the code enforcement board that no longer exists, but I participated in that for 5 years. I've been very involved in the city of Hallandale Beach, and one of the challenges that we've had, and I commend Victor here for doing the comparisons that he's made, is that we have for many, many years not done the work necessary in order to ensure that the city for many, many years in the future is going to be strong and a place that people want to live, work, play, and raise a family. So my goal from day one has been to get us to that point. It's a great city. I love our city. Doesn't mean that it can't be better. And my commitment is over the next 4 years to really be focused on that. I want to share something with you that we have a very special thing that's going to be happening to the city over the next 4 years that really puts us in an incredible position that a lot of people don't realize. So we have a community redevelopment agency that has existed for 20 years. And what that means is Broward County has basically not taxed us on a significant portion of the city for many years. It has starved our general fund for those 20 years. It's a double-edged sword, but it has also created a huge amount of money that we can use to improve areas of the city that are within the CRA. That CRA sunsets next year, which is an $18 million increase to the general fund next year that we don't have this year. That $18 million, just to give you an idea, redoing Atlantic Shores Boulevard costs $9 million, right? So we are working toward doing things that really have been neglected for many years for a lot of the residents that don't live in the CRA, that I think finally we're going to be able to deliver the kind of city that they really deserve. And I'm excited about that for everybody. Thank you.
Everything starts from financials. Okay, we not have funds, we cannot buy food, we cannot pay maintenance, we cannot buy car, and we cannot raise our children. I'm father of 3. I know how it's works. Main, follow the money. Solutions, affordable living, lower millage taxes. And a lot of, I'm not into Democrat, Republican, but a lot of people say, listen, it's max what we can do, we cannot lower. But if our former amazing governor, Ron DeSantis, can lower taxes for the state we definitely can lower taxes in Hallandale Beach. And I heard voices, no, 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 we cannot survive. We survive because we have new pipes, we have schools, we have new pipes. Maybe time to lower, not increase, because last year from 5.9 was increased to 7 point almost 5, almost what, to like 40%. It's first. Second thing, I asked every one of you November 3rd vote for homestead proposed by Ron DeSantis 250 deductible exemption for homeowners, because someone who have apartment houses 250 or lower do not pay any taxes. For city, for state, for county, 0 taxes. It's helped a lot of people because Hallandale is not exactly, it's not Sunny Isles, it's not Boca Raton, it's not West Palm Beach. They live in, most of people millionaires. Here, people need affordable living. Maybe follow the money, audit everything, find way to lower. Like condo association, insurance jumped 3 times. Maintenance jumped 20-40% of condo association. Now insurance dropped, same thing like it was 3-4 years ago. Guys, you want association lower maintenance? No. We have space to lower, for sure, and ask me the opportunity to improve. Thank you.
I got it. That's class, y'all. Go ahead. All right. One of my major goals would be the Northwest Side, guys. They might feel like I have a little favoritism to the Northwest Side. All you got to do is go over there. Y'all ever been to the Northwest Side, Foster Road? Y'all, anybody rode on Foster Road and ride down there? And what do you see? Nothing, guys. If we was able to bring the Northwest Side and all that going, and we get all of our different areas, the Southwest, Northeast, to stop feeling like it's only about the rich and it's only about a certain class of people, we can be a great community, y'all. We have so many different cultures and different races and things that's in there, and we just got these politics and all of these commissioners got us divided, y'all. We ain't finna get nothing to the Northwest Side. We gonna give it all the third eye. Now we mad over that Northwest Side, like, oh, they think they better than us and all that. No, we all are Hallandale residents. We can all be great. We should be able to ride down here and see something nice, and ride to the Northwest Side and see something nice, because it's unity, it's about love. So that's one of my major things that I came to bring my first time return is love, unity, okay? Networking. A lot of these commissioners, they don't speak to their commissioner board. I'm willing to go to the Northwest, West Danby, West Park, Pimple Park, all of the other commissioners, and it's proven. Just Google me, I'm Who That 954. I'm one of the top TikTok creators it is when it comes to informing the people about the community and the neglect of the community, okay? So, yes, the Northwest Side, I love to get it going and whatever, get it going. If makes it look better to have more than just one restaurant, because we only got 2 restaurants, and they're black, excellent owners that's restaurants. And I feel it's kind of a little comfortable, but if we put some more little buildings and whatever, I'd love to see a little Spanish restaurant or something we can walk in with y'all. Put a little Haitian little restaurant for we can Creole on a little zone. Put something for all of the people for we can come as one, because we have a wonderful culture. But we have so many of these politics and all these gatekeepers, they want us to stay divided. But I'm here for us to unite.
Thank you so much.
All right.
And on behalf of the Soto Park North, thank you all the candidates for participating in tonight's forum and for sharing your views with our community. This concludes the formal portion of tonight's forum. Please remain with us for refreshments and informal conversations. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Well done.